and I'll puff and I'll blow the con down.
I mean, I'm sure the people came up with it were probably thinking that same thing, but it's a fun thing. Hi everybody, we're talking about conventions that we're going to in the upcoming weeks, and I was talking about Big Bad Con, which is coming at the end of the month in one of the Sands.
I just went Jose Francisco Tropez, so I can't help.
I think it's Francisco. It's not
Francisco.
Diego.
Okay.
I think it's San Francisco.
Francisco,
yes.
Not Diego. Cool.
Yes, it's Friday. Welcome to Peyton Slay, where we're punchy again because it's Friday.
It's Friday, y'all.
And Belswin just gave out a whole bunch of gift subs. Thank you, Belswin. Enjoy. If you got a gift sub for Belswin, make sure you say thank you and enjoy your emotes.
Yes. Is that a code leak? Leak? There's a code leak?
Is that code a leak? I mean, it's mini Astarion. I don't know.
You're painting the mini Astarion.
Yeah, you can get Astarion in the game. In fact, that's one of the things we should be talking about. Yes! Oh, also, hi, I'm Lauren. That's Vee. We got very distracted talking about conventions. We didn't introduce ourselves.
We do.
Hi.
Hello.
But yes, if you haven't... Wait, it's a figure. That's so cute. Yes. Yeah. Yes. So in case you have not had a chance to log into the game, because, life happens, this is the last weekend you have to unlock Astarion in your game, or purchase the Mind Flayer Astarion theme pack and get Leech the Boar, which is adorable and also funny. Right. So yeah, go and log in for Bright Swords so you can unlock everybody's favorite vampire boy. The person who I have seen more gifts of in the last 2 weeks than I think any other person, fictional or non, on my timelines. It's been amazing. Also, if you'd like to know more about Astarion, we just had Stephen Rooney, who is one of the lead writers at Larian and the writer behind Astarion on Idle Insights last week, and that video is up on YouTube. You should definitely go. It was a real fun conversation, not just about Astarion, but like if you're interested in video game writing, he talks a lot about like the process and the things that he does and gets into some details. So I definitely highly recommend it. Also, if you haven't watched the voice actor behind Astarion playing Baldur's Gate 3 as Astarion, it's amazing. You absolutely should. I mean, content warning, it is Baldur's Gate 3, but oh my God, it's so funny.
They're a thing of beauty. I mean, between the voice actors and the cosplayers, and they're like finally getting a chance to play the game. Well, I'm here for all of it.
The joy that is evident with all these people who've been working on this game, who've just been waiting for it to finally release, and now getting a chance to be like, this is amazing. It's so much fun.
Oh, it's just, I'm giddy. I'm a giddy ant over that one. So along with Astarion, we had a fun little announcement that went out on Wednesday. And this is Psyche, the Amethyst Pseudo-Dragon. They are our new familiar for Take This charity. So basically from Wednesday for a week, all the net proceeds of sales of Psyche are going to be going to Take This. And we have the lovely Dr. B as the creator behind this cutie pie, floating around on their stack of papers.
With the bow tie.
Yes. So yeah, I am just super excited about that one. And I'm seeing cannot hear V.
Uh-oh.
And yet my OBS is showing.
All's fine on my end. Oh, they can hear you. You're just a little softer than me, or it's very possible I'm just very loud, which, you know what, is the way my life goes. While V looks around for that, I will say we also have Gabe in chat grabbing questions from the audience. We have a few more announcements to get through, but I figured I'd poke this in now. Gabe, who is awesome, will grab questions. So if you have any questions about mini painting, about Psyche, about Baldur's Gate 3, sure, about Idle Champions, go ahead and put those in chat with question in big capital letters so that Gabe can grab it. So that way, when we're focused on little tiny details, I don't miss your question. V, how you doing?
I'm fine. So I upped the microphone a little bit to see if that will help. Also, when I lean back in my chair, yeah, that's naturally going to happen. That I'm going to get quieter because I am moving about 3 feet away from my microphone at that point. So yeah, I'll just keep that in mind that I need to project more. But along with Psyche and Astarion, we also have our weekend buff, which is the distraction strategy weekend. And hello, can we talk about this chest? Because
I
I saw
mean,
this last week when I was approving things, and I was just like, oh my god.
it's like a Where's Waldo of
It's
things for our
so much
champions on this chest.
fun. Oh
It
gosh,
is
yeah.
there's the only thing it's missing is literally the kitchen sink.
Well, maybe is it? Maybe I don't
I
know.
haven't
But
seen
yeah,
one, but it wouldn't surprise me.
it wouldn't surprise me if Maddie like snuck something in there just to be clever.
Yeah.
But yeah, so this is our lovely weekend buff happening right now. So make sure if you're not signed up for the newsletter, you log into the game, you sign up for the newsletter, and you'll get once a week these fun chests for the weekend and use it to help amplify your champions, give them some cool things, etc., etc. And it is once a week you'll get this newsletter from us. Every so often, like Blue Moon situation, we will send out an additional newsletter, but that's either for something very important or a very special promo that's going to be happening, and we want to be sure everyone kind of gets their eyes on that ahead of time. But yeah, it's not like we like to ping you once a day to maybe 10 times a day, like some other
Mm,
newsletters I have been a part of. It's not like that at all.
mm,
It's literally
mm,
once a
mm.
week you can expect this information for fun stuff in the game or something important every so often. So sign
And
up.
a free chest.
And a free chest. Free!
Yeah.
Free!
We like
Yay!
free.
We do. Free is fun. So I
I
think with
think
all
that's
of that said
everything.
and done, yeah, I think that's everything. So with all of that said and done, what do you say we get back to work on this mini? Which, for those of
Yeah.
you who weren't here last week, this is from the D&D Nolzur's Marvelous Miniatures line from WizKids. This is one of the Drow fighter miniatures from the, I want to say it's the Wave 18 or 19 run. So we've basically taken this Drow figurine and we're going to be painting it to look like Astarion, who you see down below right there. Because I noticed it has some similar features that we can kind of custom tweak with paint to get it to look a little bit more like Astarion as opposed to just going with a straight up fighter feel to it. So yeah, we're
Yeah.
gonna we're gonna do that. Let me just adjust the camera slightly. We're gonna do that today and have some fun with it. And I think we might be able to wrap it up today as well. So we shall see. But to get started, as you can tell right now, we have these darkened sockets where the eyes are gonna be. So what
Mm-hmm.
we're gonna do is we're actually gonna go in and before we do the highlight work on the face, we're actually going to paint the eyes. So this is a technique you can do with eye painting. And I know that eye painting has been a question for many. So actually, I also want to play around with my camera a little bit and get the
I
focus a
mean,
little
and not
bit
just a question
tighter.
for many, but a question for me. Every time we go to eyes, it's
Yes.
okay, here we go.
Right?
Tiny, tiny eyes.
There we go. All right, good. We're a little bit closer that way. So this is a trick you can do when it comes to painting your really any creature with eyes, but especially for the smaller humanoid medium size miniatures out there. What you've heard me say in the past is always darken out the socket first before going in to do the whites of the eyes, the iris, etc. So what we'll do now that we have this darkened out, because we've already did that with that layer of black paint that we did, and then the dry brushing of the Zenithal Easy approach, still left the sockets dark. So we're going to go back in with just some straight up dead white from the D&D Prismatic paints, which are Vallejo brand. If you don't have these particular paints, you really just need a nice white tone on the cooler side as opposed to the warmer side, unless you want your miniature to look jaundiced. That's up to you. Um,
Which, depending on the
just
D&D
saying.
mini, might be very appropriate.
Just saying. And with a little bit of detail brush, we're going to go in and we're going to put the whites of the eyes in. And the nice thing about this approach is that if for some reason you bleed a little bit outside of the sockets, because we haven't done the flesh, this sounds horrible, the flesh highlight work yet, we'll be able to go back in and kind of edge with the flesh
Mm.
color to reduce the eye size if it gets to look a bit too googly eye, which can be a thing that happens with mini painting. So yeah, we're going to take this approach. This is one of the many techniques you can see for painting eyes that floats around out there.
Okay.
Da-da-da. Alrighty.
I was just trying to hold it upside down because that's one of the other things that you've talked
Yep.
about. And most of the time that helps a lot, but for whatever reason, the lighting on this
It's the
mini is making
brow.
it, yeah. So I
He's
think I'm
got more of
actually,
a recessed brow.
yeah, I'm just
Because I
gonna
was just
keep
about to
keep
do the
you
same. Yep.
right side up.
So there I just got a nice little dot in, and as you can see, it looks a little bit big, but like I said, we're going to do some work to edge that smaller when the time comes.
All right, come on.
Let's see if I can do it from this side. Can I? I really want to be able to do this upside down because it's just going to be... Ooh, I gotta contort.
All right. I think I got mine. Not quite googly eyes, but not bad. Not bad, not bad, not bad.
All right, cool. All right, so there we go. Both of those eyes are almost addressed. I don't like how that's still...
Oh, meanwhile, we've got questions already. Awesome. Miss Duval wants to know, I'm somewhat out of the loop. Will we ever see the return of weekly patronage? Have a beautiful Friday. Ah, thank you. I I don't know. In the short term, probably not for a couple different reasons. One being our streaming schedule's fairly full at this point. Like we're always looking to change things up and keep things interesting, so I'm not going to say that things aren't going to change.
Right.
But at the moment I don't see it coming back, partially because we have enough going on, and also because we're trying to keep Mondays empty of streams with the exception of when we have Idle Champions Presents going on, for a variety of reasons, one of them being that that's a day that's hard for all of us to catch up on. It's a Monday, we all need to have meetings and things, and so if there's streams in the middle of it, it's a little hard for us to coordinate things. So having the streams Tuesday through Friday with Garwar and Saturday helps a lot.
Yeah. M is for
But I
Monday
appreciate
and
that you like the
meetings.
show. Yeah. But I won't never say never, and maybe it'll come
Right.
back. You know, we shall see. Anyway,
We
you
shall
grabbed a
see.
black.
I grabbed a black, and this is just, if you have black, black is the color you need because we're just going to do the pupil work. We could try to do the irises, but these are pretty teeny tiny eyes. So I think we're just going to leave it to just leaving it to the white of the eyes and just doing a quick pupil treatment.
I think this is when I'm
to
gonna pull out my toothpick, because I think at this point,
Now, the other trick with this is that oftentimes, let me rinse my brush because I'm going to talk and that dollop's going to dry. Oftentimes, when you try and do straight on eyeballs, that's where you end up with wall-eyed Wally. So they're kind of looking in different directions. What helps to cheat or make sure that doesn't happen, try and have it so they're looking off towards a side. So not straight ahead, but looking right, looking left type of thing. That will
okay.
save you from a lot of the ability of the human eye to pick up the fact that things don't always line up properly when you're trying to do eye work on minis.
I think the toothpicks are even going to be
Too
big.
Yep.
Yeah.
So I'm going to have him, because of the stance, sort of looking up and off towards the side here, provided I can see what I'm doing.
Yeah, I think I'm going in the same direction, at least off to the side that he's looking at the sword, so kind of in that direction. I feel like that's a natural.
Yep. So yeah, I just got one in. And then you might have to also rinse your brush often when you're doing eye work, because if you're doing these little dabs of paint, those dabs of paint dry quickly. You want to prevent that from happening. Otherwise, you just start poking at them and you're like, where's the paint? The paint is gone. Ha ha ha. Looking up and off.
So small. This is the part of the show where chat, you're just gonna have to talk amongst yourselves. Tell us about how your Baldur's Gate 3 run is going.
Okay, so there we have the two eyes done on my side. And then is looking cool today. What is going on? And then the thing we'll do next, we're going to let that dry just a little bit because we have the black on there.
I just got to do the other eye. Come on.
Totally fair.
I do have a bit of googly eye going. It's not too bad.
That's okay because, again, we're going to go in and start edging on these in
Yeah.
just a second. We just want to make sure that black is dry.
Yeah.
Otherwise, we're going to create this gray highlight, and that's going to look weird.
Yeah, and I think I did get the eyes looking off so that they're not doing the wonky, you know, I'm a chameleon looking in two different directions.
Exactly.
But from certain angles, not every angle, straight on, they're a little tiny googly, little
touch. Okay, so what we're gonna do from there is we're gonna want to jump over to Elfic Flesh, and we're gonna use this to edge in on the eyes, do the bridge of the nose, chin, forehead. Like it's sort of like if you ever watch makeup videos on YouTube, which quite frankly I highly recommend people do. You realize that everything they talk about in terms of contouring and highlighting on faces with makeup, you can actually apply it to mini painting. So if people are really wondering how to get better ideas on how to paint faces, my recommendation is always to go and watch makeup channels with makeup artists explaining how to do contouring and highlighting, because that all breaks down to the same thing you'd want to be doing with mini painting, just on obviously a life-size scale.
That makes sense.
Yeah. All right, so we're going to take Elfic Flesh, sticking with that detail brush. Ooh, I need to shake up my Elfic Flesh. That was not a good...
You got an ugly dollop?
I got an oily dollop. Which means the paint separated a little bit. All right. So Elfic Flesh is like a very pale porcelain ivory color. For those of you using more generic paints. And then I'm going to go in with my detail brush. And looking at this
watch this
face, I'm going to start up here at the cheekbone. And sweep along the cheekbone to highlight that. But also to reduce the eye a little bit.
So kind of on and above the cheekbone.
Yep.
Okay.
I'll do the same thing to the other side. Oh, you know what?
I know a lot of things. What's up?
No, my microphone was like 3 notches down lower than where it normally sits.
Ah.
So
that may also be why.
Help. But also, I forgot that Cotton was up here last night, rubbing his chin on things. I think he may have hit my dial on the microphone.
It happens.
It does. There we go. We can thank Cotton for the technical adventure.
Adventure is, yep, it's an adventure. Streaming is always an adventure.
Yeah.
All right, I think I got it, but I think I also got on the tip of the nose, so I've kind of lost my nose.
Tip of the nose is actually okay because that's another spot you actually want to get.
Oh, okay.
You want to take it along the top portion of the nose because Elfic Flesh is lighter than pale flesh. So this is going to start highlighting different portions of the face more. So I'm actually doing that tip of the nose and the bridge of the nose. So basically just running a line, not going to put actual paint on my face, but running it from the brow bone section of the nose and pulling it down to the tip of the nose.
Okay.
Yeah. Hey, Hemi. What doing, Floofaboo?
Well, it's kitty time.
It is kitty time. I was wondering when we'd have them appearing. And from there, I'm also going to take this across the brow, provided I get paint on it. Hi, Papa.
Across the brow.
Oh, I feel you, sir. Yep, hello. Hello,
All right.
Hammond.
I'm gonna take a second and stretch away from tiny little eyes and look. Rough Rider 1995. It was asked yesterday when we can see Dr. B on a familiar quest or ICP or a one shot. Any hope? I mean, I love Dr. B. He's awesome. And if it happens that we can get him on a one shot, that'd be amazing. At the moment, we don't have anything planned, but you know, we like working with Dr. B. So
Yeah.
definitely keep that in mind.
Sir. I have had the
Kitty.
pleasure of DMing Dr. B in a campaign that I ran.
Nice.
And he was utterly delightful. In
Oh
fact,
yeah, I
that's
remember
where
that campaign.
yeah,
Yeah.
that's where Ginny, the keg mimic 8675309 as the cask number, came
Mm-hmm.
from. And I now I can share this. Oh, now I can share this story. When he and I
Yeah.
were chatting for the familiar call, he actually said, he goes, "Hey, what if I did Ginny?" I was like, as adorable and fun as that would be, and as much as I love that, I don't know if it would be as great of a joke. Um, for him and I, it'd be like a great little Easter egg, but it's also like plus like a keg mimic. I don't know. So he decided to go with Psyche, which
He
I'm
was talking
utterly in love with.
Oh yeah. He was talking a
Yeah,
bit about that on his interview yesterday on Idle Insights, and he
yeah,
said he mentioned that you had um advised against that, and that also like having a vehicle for alcoholic beverages be the in-game mascot for a mental health organization was probably not a good
not the
look.
best of fit.
As
Not the
funny
best.
as it
Yeah,
would be, and as much as the people in the know would know the reference, that it
that
was
was
better
exactly.
to.
That's just it. Yeah, it's like I get where he's going with the joke, obviously.
Oh yeah.
And all that goodness. All right,
And
now I'm
that
also gonna
is
try.
just the fact of reality that sometimes the funniest thing is not necessarily the best thing. Hi, kitty. See,
He's hunkering.
even
Okay.
cats love Astarion.
All right, put your head down. I'm gonna use you as a hand support. Okay. You're gonna be my support cat. My painting support kitty.
Aw.
All right, and I'm still noticing that my eyes are still slightly big on the upper portion, so I'm going to go back in with the elfic flesh and actually curve around the upper portion of the eyeball too.
Yeah, I'm doing a bit of that to try to mitigate a bit of this googly eye without getting rid of all the white.
Good googly moogly.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's better.
Tiny,
Hey,
tiny little
buddy, I
eyes.
love you, but seriously? All right, fine. We'll paint like this for a little bit.
Everyone say hi to the cat.
Mm-hmm.
Okay,
Because we
that's a
can
bit
always go
better.
back in and tweak those eyebrows.
All right, one side is way less googly, the other is mostly less googly, but I also think if I try to get a little closer, I'm just going to get rid of all of the white, and this might
Yeah.
be a thing in where I just trust the wash is going to make that not be so
Yeah, exactly.
not be quite so poppin'.
Pop and lock. Lock and
Quiet
pop.
Vertigo mentions seeing two Sphinx cats in Baldur's Gate 3. Yeah, I've seen videos of those, and I know
Mm-hmm.
Dan Dillon, recent guest on Idle Insights,
Oh
who
yeah,
has
Archie and
Sphinx
Pop
cats.
Tart. Yep.
Yeah,
They make
was
appearances every so often as well.
yep.
Um yeah.
Yeah, if you're playing Baldur's Gate 3 and you haven't
No.
had the chance to figure out how to cast Speak with Animals,
Do it.
find out how to speak with animals on a regular basis and speak with every animal you can, especially if you see cats. Every video I've seen or every moment that I've seen with a cat is so cool.
Excuse me, pardon me.
Speaking of
He's
the
like, I
removal of
nap?
cats.
It's like, no, buddy, this is not gonna work.
But it's warm right here.
That's honestly, quite frankly, that's why I was humoring it, because he's so nice and warm, and I'm getting a little cold because the air is getting colder outside, but yeah.
And he's like, everyone can look at me as I lounge here.
I am
Yes,
the
but we
greatest.
cannot paint.
Exactly.
Seeker 30K
We'll
says, have you made a decision yet to do a spooky mini for October spooky season? We have. We could probably talk about that, right?
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. So, assuming we get done with Astarion today, and I'm going to pull up this list so that I'm talking about this from a place of knowledge. There we go. So assuming we get the Drow done today, we're going to be doing mummies next week. I can't remember. Does that come with one or two mummies? I've put down mummies plural. Okay, cool.
It is. Oh, there we go. It is 2. Yep.
So we're gonna do mummies next week.
Yes.
And if you're okay with it, I'm gonna go a little further to get us into October.
Yeah, absolutely.
So just so you know, the end of this month we'll be doing a rebroadcast because I'm going to be out of town for the aforementioned Big Bad Con. So if you happen to be going to Big Bad Con, come say hi. Otherwise, we're going to be doing a rebroadcast of the Speed Paint Skeletons, which was a fun one from a while ago. So also keeping up with the spooky theme. And then going into October, we will be doing the Tomb Tapper.
Which, I'm sorry, that thing is just creepy.
It's super creepy. Yeah. I'll get that information posted in the Discord, discord.gg/idlechampions for Paint and Slay. And yeah, if you don't know what the Tomb Tapper is, definitely give it a look. It's spooky. But yeah, pleasant. That'll get us into spooky season. And there's more to come, but I don't want to go too much further for reasons.
Yeah, that's fair. So now I'm going to take Elfic Flesh and just go around and sort of highlight the hands, like down the fingers. Okay. And I also went around and I edged the ears with the same, so they pop out a little bit more.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
They are impressive ears.
They are. You know, and again, this mini is very much Astarion inspired. So we're going to play off what we see in the colors of his armor, etc., his clothes, hair, etc., 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 etc.,
etc.
God, okay, I did. So
you said edge the ears and then what on the hands?
Just like run down the lines of the fingers.
Oh, okay.
To give them a little more oomph.
And I'm sorry, you were about to say something when I was like, wait, what are we doing with hands?
I forgot. What I was going to say.
That's what I get for interrupting.
It's okay. I'm also going to take Bloody Red and just create a very pale pinky tone with what's left of my Elfic Flesh to add onto the lips. But a key word here is pale pink. Because we don't want Astarion looking like he just went to Sephora.
Although knowing him, he might not be upset.
He would probably enjoy a jaunt to Sephora. I'm just saying his official art does not look like he just recently came out of Sephora.
And this stance and this, yeah, as much as this isn't an Astarion mini we're making look like Astarion, this stance definitely asks for slightly more serious.
Yeah, for seriousness. So I'm going for like almost a flesh tone, but because we're using such a pale flesh color already, this is going to show up. And we're just going to not attack the lips, but put it onto the lips here.
Where did my... Okay. Did you just add... I missed half of that because I was taking care of something. Bloody red and just on the Elfic Flesh. Okay,
yeah,
cool.
Yep. Heavy on the Elfic Flesh, light on the Bloody Red.
Well, I still have some of the Elfic Flesh left, so I'll just add a little bit of Bloody Red.
Okay, cool. And that takes care of that. And then we're going to jump over to finishing up with the hair and grab some Winter Wolf Pelt, which is sort of this really beautiful light bluish gray. So it acts nicely as a highlight when you have very white toned hair on characters. But mine needs to be shaken, not stirred. There we go. I'll do a little swatch on my wrist so everyone can see what this color looks like.
Okay, all right. I was afraid I'd made the Joker happen instead of just a nice smile, but I think I'm okay.
So you can see it's like this very gray bluish tone, very light color. And I'm going to grab, not with a detail brush, I'm going to grab a small round brush and use the side of the round brush to, not airbrush, to dry brush the hair a little bit.
The airbrush and or dry brush?
Yeah, airbrush might kind of obliterate everything we've been working on is the thing.
Yeah. Hi, Quiet Vertigo. Welcome to the stream. I see that you were asking about a newbie guide to Idle Champions, and Jen Lendo was good enough to put the new player link to the Reddit. I also suggest you come on by our Discord, discord.gg/Idle Champions. Yeah, I'll put that in chat. And also come by our YouTube. Yeah, there we go. As there are. So the YouTube and the Reddit are going to be excellent for like watching a video or reading through a guide or anything. And then if you have further or more specific questions, definitely come by the Discord and ask, because our players are always keen on helping folks out.
Did I tell you why I like our Discord link so much?
No, why?
Because every time you say it to me, I keep hearing Discord, good game, Idle Champions.
Yeah, I can see that.
Like, oh, that's kind of fun and appropriate. Yes, Hemi, hello, you're back, sir. Oh my goodness. So by doing that, you see that brings out the texture of the hair a lot more. Which is what we want. And then I'm going to go back in with the detail brush and do the eyebrows above the eyes, which is where eyebrows normally stay. But
usually, but you know.
Usually.
Sometimes you're looking for a look, and I have family members who have done the whole, I've gotten rid of my eyebrows so that I can paint them on later.
See, okay. I have been I would never shave my eyebrows. I like my eyebrows, but like watching like drag race, that type of stuff, and seeing how they use glue to like sort of smooth down the eyebrows and then apply foundation and stuff over it. Part of me is very fascinated to give that a whirl. Just to see what I would look like with different shaped eyebrows.
Yeah. Yeah, I feel like Drag Race and a lot of those shows that are showing off very artistic looks are still using a lot of techniques that can be used for, you know, everyday looks that are not for drag queens.
No. Sir.
I mean, especially for those of us like me who just are not good at makeup at all. So I can learn from everybody. There we go. I think. I'm just trying to get a little bit more highlighting on the place where the hair flips just a little bit.
That's fair. True story.
Ooh.
I learned how to do my makeup from a Miss America runner-up.
That's cool.
My high school music teacher.
That's very cool.
Yeah. She took a couple classes to teach us how to do stage makeup, theater makeup, and then appearance makeup, which it's actually 3 different things. Stage makeup is your face but enhanced, essentially. Appearance makeup is just making yourself look really nice if you're doing a live appearance and you're meeting a group of people type of thing. And it's not like necessarily a stage, it's more like you're singing in a room with people seated in front of you type of situation. And then theater makeup was like the pancake makeup and all that stuff. So yeah, it was pretty cool of her to do.
Oh, absolutely.
But
and it's so important. And on top of that, if you're doing a TV appearance, that is a whole different type of
it is
It is an art form for sure. I'm sorry, you're about to
Yeah.
show off
I'm just going to say,
Astarion.
and this is where we have Astarion so far with the lightened eyebrows, the eyes,
You're
the
not gonna be able to see
highlighted
too much of
face
my.
features, the very pale lips. So there we go. All right, so going from there, we have that taken care of. Now
Mm-hmm.
we're going to move on to the front upper section of the armor. I'm going to get
Okay.
very specific when I start talking about this stuff. The front upper section is this area right here. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to paint this section here bone white. That area there.
Okay. All
Okay.
the interior of the outline, you mean?
Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
So put that in there as bone white. Make sure you're thinning out your bone white. We don't need these thick.
That's dead white. There's my bone white. So many
Here's
so
the
many
bone
whites.
white. I know. I'm gonna go into my eyedropper. And we're pretty much gonna be working with a detail brush for a good chunk of time today. Heads up for those playing the home game.
Yeah, I just pulled out a couple different detail brushes just so that I
Yeah.
had a variety to choose between and from, because I figured.
Yeah.
Okay.
I may have made it too thin. Hee hee.
Talks about something that
Wait,
I
what?
remember hearing about. Groucho Marx's mustache was grease paint, which that I did not know, but this I did. In the 1966 Batman series, Cesar Romero played the Joker, but he refused to shave. He refused to shave his mustache, so they just caked it over with makeup.
Oh yeah,
Which,
you could see it sometimes. Yeah.
yeah, you can definitely see. But sometimes that's the best option depending on
Mm-hmm.
what's going on. And not
This is
everyone can just
true.
grow a mustache back.
No. Like I know
Okay.
some people who are able to grow mustaches who are like they'll shave it off one day, they decide they don't like the look of it, and like boom, 2 days later, it's all back.
Mm-hmm.
And then I know people who have shaved their mustaches and they're trying to grow them back, and it's taking them a good few months for it to show back up.
Yep, everybody's got hair that grows differently for
Oh,
sure.
totally. Totally. Okay, so that's with the bone white in the center there. So we're kind of playing up that area underneath where we see a little bit of the white peeking through.
Mm-hmm.
And my reference photo actually has it a little bit more open because I'm working from a screen grab I got from the game right now.
Yes. Sodus, good question. Yes, we are doing Drow Fighter. This is one of the 2-pack of Drow fighters, but we are specifically taking this fighter and turning them into Astarion, who you can
Yep.
see down there.
So it's this original pack from the Nolzur's Marvelous Miniatures line, 90525 if you want the SKU number. But we're gonna make it look more Astarion-like. Okay, so we have that going on for us.
Yep.
Now what we're gonna do is let that dry. And on the shoulders and towards the center of the chest, so this shoulder bit here, the more prominent parts of the shoulders, that's going to get
Yeah.
to be scarlet. Just paint the whole thing scarlet. You don't have to worry about like painting inside like we just did. You can actually cover the whole thing with scarlet. And
Okay.
also this section right here will get this scarlet. Right
Okay.
here. Okay, so shoulders. And then the back portion we're going to leave alone.
Okay.
Because you can see, actually, no, the back portion we're going to put it in between the shoulder blades.
The scarlet.
That's the scarlet. That's going to go in between the shoulder blades. Yeah.
Okay. I'm gonna water this down a little bit
Yep.
because it is super thick. Rough Rider 1995 question: can you remind us when the charity streams will be occurring next weekend? Yes, I don't think that they've posted
They don't have the official all of them yet.
Yeah. They don't have the full schedule, but it's happening next week.
The 22nd through the 24th.
Yeah, it's the whole weekend.
Yeah.
Keep an eye. You know what? Let me just grab Let me grab information
Like,
to
I
put
believe
in the
B
chat.
Dave's is on Friday starting at 7, and this is all Eastern time, by the way. They're an Eastern based group, so everything's in Eastern time for them. So
Yeah.
B Dave is Friday at 7 p.m. I know I'm going live at 8 p.m. on Saturday evening.
And I'm Saturday morning.
What time
Uh,
is your? Isn't it 2 p.m. Eastern?
I think it's earlier than that. It just recently changed, which is the only reason that I'm having a
Oh.
uh start. Okay, it starts next Friday, September 23rd at 7 p.m. Eastern with B Dave's adventure. And then it goes through the rest of the weekend. Um And let me put into chat. If you're listening to this and you want to go to Twitter and check out Stream to End MS. That's their Twitter handle, and I'll put it. Come on, I'll put that link here in chats to check out, and I'm sure they're going to be announcing the specifics very, very soon. But yes, so B Davis is Friday evening. I am Saturday morning. It sounds like V is Saturday evening, and there's a bunch of other games.
Oh yeah.
I believe all three of us are doing D&D.
Yep, we are. We're all
Okay.
doing D&D campaigns.
And I think some other games are doing, or some other streams are doing other games. So it'll be a nice variety hour, all for an amazing cause.
And I will say, since things have started getting announced, if you do tune in, they do have some cool codes that they're going to be sharing for milestones for Idle
Yeah.
Champions. So, you know, you donate to help out, you could be able to jump in at the time they start sharing some of these codes here and there.
And it's good stuff.
It
So
is.
definitely tune on in, and it'll just be a fun time.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I think this week we'll see a bevy of announcements as they
Yes, I'm sure.
announce the casts for each of the shows and the times and
Mm-hmm.
all the really, really cool stuff.
Yeah. Definitely.
Sorry, I had to stop talking because I'm trying to make sure I don't accidentally get red on the face.
I'm doing the same game.
Yep.
So let's see here.
Seeker 30K. Good stuff for a good cause, the best kind of good stuff. Yes,
Mm-hmm.
absolutely. And actually, this is earlier than I normally have to or try to give this talk, but you know what? I'll give it anyway. We're about to get into the season and where there's going to be a lot of charity streams. There's going to be a lot of
Yes.
people doing good for good causes. It is kind of the season. It happens all year, but you know, September, October, November, December, it really starts to ramp up. Extra
Yep.
Life is coming up. There's a whole bunch of stuff. Not everyone has the money to donate, and that's okay. You're going to see people donating, and if you cannot donate money, like, we totally
Cool.
understand. Everyone understands. If you show up to support a stream, that is helping. If you can repost, retweet, you know, help get the word out about a stream, that is helping.
That helps.
So it is absolutely helping, because uh if you send off a tweet and 10 people see your tweet and go, oh, I can throw a couple of bucks at this awesome cause,
Mm-hmm.
like, that's a lot of help.
It is.
So take care of yourself. Try not to feel guilty when you see that there's a lot going on, especially when we get into the time of year and where there's multiple charity streams going on at the same time.
Yep.
Do what you can, where you can, and know that just
It's
being there to support
appreciated.
is super appreciated and absolutely helps. Cheering on the people who are doing the thing to entertain people to get donations,
Mm-hmm.
I speak from direct experience, is a massive help. So thank you.
It is.
And now I got to take care of the
So
chest
the
here.
last thing I did is I did a little line, because you can see how here there's sort of that line of red that goes down the front. So I
Yeah.
literally just created a line of red that goes down between the two chest plate pieces and just run it down the front of the abdomen.
Okay.
Just add the red tone there. Even though I know the design is kind of counterpoint to it because we're going to do some golden swirls, it'll make sense.
Yeah.
Hello, buddy. Hello, yes. Okay, and then from there, we're going to jump to Displacer Beast.
Ooh.
Oh, sir, hello. You're my Displacer Beast, aren't you? You're displacing me, you beast. He just wants to hang out today, stubborn butt.
I mean, you say that, but your cats always want to hang out.
This is kind of, yes. No, he's clingy today. He is clingy. Star Trek Day was last week. My Klingon.
That was good. That was real good. Your cat may not have appreciated it, but I did.
Oh, good. All right, so we're going to go to Displacer Beast. Again, thin out because we want this more of a glaze-like quality, not a thick paint quality. Because we've been playing around with the zenithal treatment. We want to have those whites play through a little bit. And because this is a darker blue tone going over what is essentially like the mix of black and that white, it's going to translate into an even darker tone of blue. He won't move. All right.
I love how the chat always fills with kitty emotes whenever your cat's just like, pay attention to me.
Say hi and goodbye.
Bye.
So for
Bye,
this, what a nudge. We're going to put this onto the rest of the arms and down the rest of the torso area. Okay. Above where that belt, like around the belt area and the back here. So see how there's a little bit of that going around the back? So yeah.
Now Astarion here is rocking two belts. One that seems to be the
both. I'm holding the two belts as a cohesive wrap belt.
Okay.
So the very last bits of belt. How's that?
That was gonna be my question. It's like, are we going to the first belt or to the second belt?
Yep, the second one, the bottomest.
Cool. I mean, at least both of these belts look like they are important for the structural integrity of this armor. So I'm impressed by that.
Now I am leaving this little bit of space right here on the hands because we're going to treat that as the white lace that pokes through on Astarion's clothes. You see that?
Yeah.
In our art. So leave that little blip open because that's going to go and be white soon. What I didn't want to do is paint that white, then oops-a-daisy, we go over and then turn into the back and forth game.
Yeah.
It'd be easier to go back in with the white at that section. Monsieur, you are not a parrot.
Oh, and it's that time. It's time to paint under the armpits.
The underarm pitties.
Mm-hmm.
You're dealing with underarm pitties. I'm dealing with kitties.
At least you're not dealing with kitty pitties.
Kitty pitties? Oh my god.
I don't even know what that was.
Mm-hmm. I don't know, but I'm here for it. Emmy, I love you. You're perfect. Now move.
Move your perfect butt.
That's not the direction I meant.
You weren't specific, so I chose a direction.
That's just it. You didn't say. Mama didn't say.
Mm-hmm. You listened to you by the letter of what you said.
Exactly.
Quick question.
Mm-hmm.
Because it looks like with the arms, he's got the shoulder pieces, and then there's armor, and then it looks like there's either skin or like an under cloth, and then there's more armor.
That's all getting the same color.
Excellent. Okay.
Yeah.
That was my question.
I'm essentially painting this to follow the colors that we're noticing on Astarion's setup.
Okay.
So we're basically using the paint to sort of cheat the fact this form isn't exactly Astarion's lines.
Cheating. I'm shocked.
How very dare you? We did a similar thing with the Dahani skin paint, though.
Yeah. And the Orkira skin.
And the Orkira, yeah.
It is an effective technique for sure.
Yeah.
And it means you don't have to do a lot of bodging. You don't have to, if you're not comfortable doing the cutting of one mini to put onto another or do any of that, then yeah, these are fun techniques for like, well, I got this mini that's close enough for jazz. Exactly. So let's just make it work.
You got it. That is the magic word. All right, and I think that is everything.
I'm finishing up the second arm right now.
Okay.
Man, Displacer Beast is such a fun color.
It really is.
This and the black pudding,
which we will also be using on this figure.
I know, I'm excited. Both of them just have a really cool multi-tone to them that I love.
Hello, Baba. Let me say hi to the world. Say hello, sir.
Everybody in chat, say hi to the happy kitty. While I finish
scritches.
Up this arm.
Get him scritches. Give him the scritches.
Okay, I think. Oh, nope.
Nope.
Of course, under the armpit. Of course. I was so careful about getting under the armpit on the arm that's held closer to the body, but the one holding the sword, it's like...
Yeah, right. And yes, Seeker 30K, he is super fluffy. Hemi and his brother Cotton are mostly Maine Coon, as I like to call them. So Hemi is the very floofy Maine Coon factor, and Cotton is the very massive in size Maine Coon factor. But they're twins. From the same litter.
Aww. Yeah. Okay. I think I'm good.
Awesome. Okay, so now we're going to take leather brown and mix like 3 parts leather brown to 1 part rust monster to make a reddish tone brown. And that's going to go in this section here. You see there's this, you even see it in Astarion in the art below. You see how we sort of have almost like chaps on, and then the pants are being seen in between?
Yeah.
That's what we're going to do here. We're going to paint this area through here with the color that we're mixing up right now, and then the outer portions will be treated more like chaps.
Okay. So this is a relatively small amount of paint.
Yeah. Yeah, we don't... Honestly, this whole thing is a relatively small amount of paint. We don't need a whole bunch.
Yeah, that makes sense. I've been trying to use small amounts on that assumption, but sometimes...
With most humanoid minis, you get by with just literally doing dots of paint mixed together as opposed to globs.
Yeah.
And dollops.
Especially since a lot of the time we're going to be watering it down on top of that. So
yeah, exactly.
Speaking
and leather brown is just a very classic military tan khaki color, and rust monster is like a terracotta if you're wanting to play the generic color game at home. As an FYI. As a FYI.
Yeah. Fui.
Fui. Fui. Bye.
Okay, let's see if I can find chaps. Okay. I think I have found chaps.
You found them? Yes, go say hello to your boys. Just through this section here. Wait, what? Sorry. Kiddo just walked in with a big WizKids box in his arms.
How apropos for this stream.
That's just it. I'm like, what? What is happening?
That'll be a fun surprise for later. If you don't know what's in the box. I don't know if you know what's in the box.
It could be one of three things, so I don't dare say, because some of the things, if it was what I think it is, I could probably even share now if we wanted to. However, the other two things that could be coming, no, I cannot share those yet.
We will just have to be patient and wait until...
I'll leave you in suspense.
Yeah. Either next week or whenever you can share it, which is half the fun.
Exactly. I like how Chad is like, surprise unboxing. Potentially. We'll see. We'll see. That could be definitely a fun show, is to do an unboxing together.
Yeah, and like
WizKids minis.
Surprise unboxing, but knowing what's in the box is important. You know, not opening a box. Also, if it just came in, here's a behind the scenes of those of us who do lots of streaming.
Yeah.
If the box just came in and you're going to do an unboxing, a lot of the time you want to take that moment and make sure you've blacked out your address.
Yep.
So you don't necessarily want to take a box straight from your mailbox to be like, look what I got, because that's a bad idea.
Bad. So okay, so this kind of shows you what we have going on here.
Yeah.
Ta-dum. So we have that going for us. Yay.
What's next?
Now we're going to take out that black pudding.
Yay.
And we're going to paint the legs. I believe it's the whole thing. Wait, where's the... do you still have Displacer Beast? The boots also are going to get Displacer. So do Displacer Beast on the boots.
On the boots?
Yep.
We're going to boost the boots.
Boost the boots with Displacer Beast.
Yeah, give this
a
mix. Boots. I mean, and these are impressive boots too. They
are noteworthy boots. I'm all about the boots.
I mean, knee-high boots are always a fashion statement.
Which,
especially on armor.
Yeah. This is very on brand for Astarion. Dramatic for or flair for the dramatic.
Astarion never.
Not that vampire boy.
Nah.
And I know it's the top of the hour because I'm hearing the church bells outside right now.
Yeah. So if you are coming in from the game fresh from Idle Champions, welcome. We hope that you are enjoying unlocking and gearing up Astarion in your game. And that's what we're painting right now, is we're taking this Drow fighter and we are painting them to look like our favorite vampire boy from Baldur's Gate 3, who is now available in Idle Champions. Go ahead and pick up your chest code and stick around if you've got any questions about the game, about Astarion, about mini painting, about cats. Go ahead and put those in chat with question in big capital letters right beforehand, so that way we don't miss your question while we're admiring Astarion's boots. Why does his scabbard,
boots, folks.
Why does this scabbard need to be attached to his side?
It's there. It's there.
What?
Do my black pudding. There it is. All right, so I have the boots done. Now I'm going to move on to black putting it onto what are essentially the chaps section.
I'm just finishing up this boot. I went to go try to pull the scabbard away just a little bit, and that's when I realized, oh no, this is
that's
sculpted.
Stuck on you. About the way I feel now. And that's all I remember that song, quite frankly. So it's a good place to stop. Oh, I guess I'm on my way. Mighty glad you... Was it stayed or came?
Oh, I don't know, actually, offhand.
Huh.
I don't know if I know the words to that song.
I'm gonna have to look up the lyrics on that one after we're done.
Yeah, I got the tune, but I don't have the lyrics. Okay.
No. Cat,
No?
no.
Cat.
Cat.
I want to start a poll in chat. how
Cat or
how
kid?
long? Yeah.
Fair. So again, this is black pudding that is nicely thinned out.
I don't think I'm gonna need much water. My black pudding is already
Is it watery for you?
not watery, but it's definitely nowhere near as thick as some of the
Oh, interesting.
other paints that have come out. Yeah.
Huh. I mean, that definitely is a thing in mini painting. I've had washes where it's the exact same wash by title, but the tones have been completely different between bottles.
Mm. All right. Pardon me, sword.
Excuse me, pardon me, excuse me.
I love this color so much.
It's a good one. Oh, we have officially as stayed. Thank you, Rough Rider. Mighty glad you stayed.
It took me a minute to catch up to what you were talking about.
The
I'm like, oh,
song.
I'm glad you've stayed for the show. Oh no, wait.
That
We're talking about something else.
was Kenny Rogers, wasn't it?
Mm.
I think that was
That
Kenny
sounds right,
Rogers.
but you know what? I don't know that song well enough to make a guess, even an educated one. Someone in chat will know. Someone in chat will give us the entire discography.
Please,
I say
yes.
that with love, chat.
No, are you kidding me? Chad is like super helpful.
Oh
Lionel
yeah.
Richie? Boy, was
Okay.
I off. Although, to be fair,
To
Kenny
be
and Richie were all
fair,
singing similar songs around the same period of time.
very true.
And they both have that rich crooner voice, so.
To be fair. See, now this is the only problem with black pudding is it is one of those colors that while it's drying, it's hard to
Mm-hmm.
tell if a spot is wet or empty.
Right? Here we go.
Oof. Thank you to everybody in chat. To be fair. To be fair.
To be fair. Alright, so that's with the black pudding on there. So then we're going to move on to. I'm going to move on to the sword.
Almost done. I've just got
Yeah.
this last little bit around the scabbard here. And now I got to do the whole, is it wet? Or did I forget to paint a spot?
Mm-hmm. Is it wet or is that just flare?
Is it cake or is it flare?
Oh, cake.
Oh, cake.
Oh, yummy cake.
Okay. I think I got all the spots, but I
Okay.
reserve the right once it is
You can always
dry
go back, yeah.
to go back
and
and be
luckily it's
like,
not a mix.
exactly.
So gunmetal is a nice dark silver.
Yay.
We're gonna put that just on the blade of the sword. And my gunmetal is extremely runny, so I'm not even bothering to thin this one out.
Same. Yeah, my gunmetal is runny enough that it has a different slapping sound when I go to mix it inside of the Like you can actually hear
Yeah,
it just
yeah.
being jostled all
It
around.
moves around in the bottle when you
Yeah.
go to shake it. Yeah.
Unlike some of the
Viscosity.
thicker ones, which are, yeah. Oof.
Yeah. So yeah, that's going to get the gunmetal treatment. And then the handle and the hilt we're going to do in glorious gold.
Excellent.
Glorious, my dear. It's glorious. I don't know why I just went there, but we did.
Mm.
And that's where we'll live now.
And that's what you deserve, Astarion.
Mm-hmm.
Glorious gold.
You glorious creature, you.
All of that. Oh,
Like
sorry.
some more.
Hit the microphone or hit the
Bonk.
microphone stand while trying to grab my glorious gold, which is
Yeah, I'm
also
also
runny.
very runny. Now I want eggs. Good grief, we're going through cake and eggs. All this stuff.
I mean, eggs are in cake, so you could technically have
This is
cake.
true. This is true.
Okay. Now this gold is definitely gonna pop.
Exactly.
Not that this is a dark mini by any stretch of the imagination, but the gold is definitely gonna be very noticeable. It's very
Just a
cool.
nice, yeah, just a nice point of color interest type of thing going on here.
Trying to avoid the hand.
Same.
Must not paint hand in gold.
I mean, he's the man with the golden touch, right?
True. That's true. Mm-mm. Okay, I think.
You think? Yeah, I don't know if you saw Critical Bard's tweet at me the other day.
Uh, I might have, but
Apparently,
I'm not remembering it offhand.
apparently he and a couple other people see a resemblance between me and Mizora in Baldur's Gate to the point where CB's like, "Hey, I request you cosplay her."
Interesting.
I'm like,
I
"Okay,
would have to
well,
I'd have to look at a screenshot because I'm not as familiar with
she's
that character as I am with a
she's the
lot
one
of the
who's
other ones.
Will's patron, I believe."
Yeah.
And she, she's the like the devilish looking woman in the official key art.
Hmm.
But I guess she also has like a more human like appearance at some point as well. I'm like, well, if you're
Mm.
talking about the human like appearance, yeah, I could do an easy cosplay out of that one, sure. But if you want me to like put horns on my forehead and paint my skin gray, to this right now, my skin being as sensitive as it is, it's gonna be like, yeah, no.
And you know
Yeah.
what? Even if your skin wasn't sensitive, as someone who has painted their skin for cosplay reasons, it's rough.
Yeah.
It rough.
So
But
I
there we
need.
go.
Yes, we're making the progress now. Okay, so now we're gonna go to leather brown and put
Okay.
it onto the belt and the scabbard.
Okay. And you, I might water down a touch.
Yeah, I'm gonna say I'm actually going to water down, I think, after I do the belt work. Yeah.
Jen Lando, I just saw this from earlier when we were talking about songs. Jen Lando says, I definitely wouldn't have a clue. I listen to Southern gospel and video game music. I mean, hey, listen to what
See,
brings you
nothing wrong with
joy.
that. Exactly. It's like, are your ears happy when you listen to all of that?
Yeah.
Yes? Perfection.
Also, now I'm curious if there's any video game music that includes Southern gospel in it. There's got to be,
Ooh.
right?
Is it bad my brain wondered if Cult of the Lamb?
I mean,
I don't know. I'm not familiar with Cult of the Lamb's sound.
uh, It does not have, as far as I know, although I haven't played any of the DLC because I'm so behind on all of my video games. It's got a great soundtrack though. It is a I was about to say it's a fun soundtrack, but it definitely has an air of, oh yeah, you're a cult leader and people, like this isn't all necessarily fun and roses.
Right.
All right, Scabbard.
I already got the scabbard. I'm impressed.
Oh no, I'm starting on it now.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I'm still working on the belt.
I just got done with the belt, and so now the challenge of a scabbard that's attached to a person. I mean, I get why. I get why the sculpt is like this. It's just funny.
There are 2 kids outside my window, and it might be one of their birthdays because the other one is singing happy birthday to them. Chat,
Aww.
I have never been so tempted to just start belting out happy birthday.
And just join on in.
Just to serenade them from the window with happy birthday. But then that might make me that oddball lady.
And would that be so
Oh,
bad?
okay. Stalker 29, I have heard about Phoenix for ages, especially when I was working with WizKids and doing HeroClix stuff with Scott Porter.
Oh, yeah.
Inevitably. The HeroClix community calls me Phoenix a lot.
I can see.
Yeah.
Definitely can see the resemblance there.
Yeah. Certainly not complaining. It's just, it's funny. Like, I have definitely had that one come across my plate before.
Yeah.
Ooh. I like that. Do the Beatles happy birthday. That would be kind of funny. They say it's your birthday. And notice how we
Yes, but
stop
is it your birthday too? Yeah.
It's my unbirthday. Does that count?
Probably.
Awesome.
Okay. Oh.
Right?
I mean, I don't know why. I don't know why I'm surprised. I knew with this mini there was going to be a lot of detail.
Yeah.
But I don't know why I'm like, whoa, so much detail.
Pardon me.
I am so tired.
This is definitely one of those streams where when we're done, like, get up and stretch a couple minutes afterwards.
Oh, yeah.
Because we're going to a party.
Rough Rider, we do not avoid a DMCA if we alternate. Although that is a creative idea. It's unfortunately the bots are not forgiving. Let's put it that way. So it's better to err on the side of caution.
Exactly. And it could technically fall underneath the whole, like, what is it, parody?
Yeah, or it being a transformative work and all of that, but once again, like,
we just don't want to ding anyone.
It's just not worth it, right? It's just not.
No, it isn't. A very merry birthday to you, to me.
There are definitely a couple of videos though that the VODs, when you go to them, have like just a little tiny section that's suddenly quiet that you can't hear anything. It's like, oh, we were probably singing. Yeah, it's fine.
Oh well. And then at this point, because I have the scabbard and the belt done, I'm gonna go back to Dead White and now do that hint of lace going on around the wrist for that section that we left open.
There we go. Stand Mechanic. It's the anniversary of the last time we were all at this position in our orbit around the sun.
I like it.
I mean, you're not wrong.
I'm here for it.
You know what I will do, because I need to stretch a little bit. I'm going to take a look at a calendar real quick because I don't know if this is irony or not, but in the last couple of days, I've spent a fair bit of time looking at our streams and what episode number they're on. And
Oh,
some of
has it
them are
been like the
getting,
anniversary?
yeah, some of them are either getting close to their anniversary or they're getting close to their 100th episode or they're getting close to a
Cool.
thing. And we're on 84.
Oh,
5,
wow.
6, 7, 8, 9.
So when would our 100th
90,
be?
1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We're not going to get to our 100th before the end of the year, which is
Okay.
fine.
Yeah.
Partially, even if we were to go straight through, there's not enough Fridays
Right.
left. But also, there's a couple of Fridays where we won't
We
have a
do
new
need to take
episode
off.
for
Yeah.
very, very good reasons. But yeah, when we come back in the new year, that is something to keep in mind. Is we're going to have
Ooh.
episode
Be fun to
100
have
coming
a
up.
special guest. See if we can have someone join us.
Ooh, that'd be
Be
fun.
a lot of fun. Okay, and that gives us the lace cuffs. Do. Okay. So we're getting somewhere. We're getting there. We're getting there. Yay!
We're getting a bunch of places. We're doing good.
Yeah. Rough Rider. Unfortunately, we can't do Paint and Slay on Extra Life because I'm going to be at Gamehole Con that weekend. So I'm going to be missing Extra Life.
There will be a lot of other fun things though,
Oh,
so
yeah.
do not
That's
worry.
just it. Let me see here.
Ah! Do not get weight on the sword. Do not get weight
No.
on the sword. Do not get weight on the
Let's
sword.
not.
Okay.
Let's not, please. Okay, now we're going to go back and we're going to do some Scarlet Red, basically, and sort of edge the collar area to give it a flare
And
of
that
that red.
okay, cool.
Yeah. So make sure this isn't too thinned out. There we go. So basically, I'm going to go in here where we kind of tried to keep it white. Just very daintily,
Okay.
delicately.
Scarlet Red, where'd I put you? There you are.
This guy.
Saram 9. Will you paint something with 100 colors to celebrate
Oh,
episode
good
100?
lord.
Oi!
I mean, I could
Oi!
probably pull that off because I do have over 100 colors of paints downstairs, but that's
I
that's a big request.
So I'm not saying we're going to do this because none of us own it. And also, that's just a lot of work and a lot of time. And we're trying to raise money for charity when we do it. But the way I figure we would do something like that would be to get the Tiamat mini, and have it be like everybody in the office takes a section.
It could be fun. Now I see what
But
you're talking about. Yeah.
trying to get a hold of that
Uh-huh.
mini and trying to get a hold of that many people and all of the
Yeah.
things around that could be difficult.
Yeah. And then I'm just going back in with some dead white and doing a very light highlight over that bone white just to make it look a little bit more like fabric. Da-dum. A Harlequin dragon. This is Omnem, right? I always want to overdo it with that particular screen name. That's why I keep going num 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 num
Num num num.
num 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 num.
Yeah.
Okay.
It is lunchtime for me, so
Right.
I'm there with you.
So now what I'm gonna do after I do that, I'm gonna go back to Glorious Gold.
Okay.
And start getting these little edge details we have showing up here. And just
On the
lightly,
chest piece?
Yep, on the chest piece and painting that gold. To kind of nod to the fact that Astarion has all that really cool gold detail.
Sorry, there is someone right outside the window with a chainsaw, so.
Oh. Well, you're not living in Texas, so we don't have to worry about a massacre.
No, but the bushes in front of my windows are going away.
Oh no. See, that happened
Well,
to me.
not going away, but they've definitely been cut way back. I'm sorry, what? So what
Yep.
happened to you?
No, the same thing happened to me. The privacy hedge I have on my back deck, the landscapers came in while I was at the castle and oh, my poor bushes.
Oh.
They were kind of they got the massacre.
Aw.
They were cut too short and there was a lot of exposed stumps and everything, and it did not leaf out very well or flower this year at
Aw.
all like it was supposed to.
That
Which I was more
sucks.
bummed about that because I was so looking forward to seeing the pretty flowers.
Yeah.
So yeah, basically I'm going to go around and add a gold edging to all of the upper chest portion here. Just as a way to bring those gold accents in and work with what the sculpt has on it.
All right. I think they've moved on to another bunch of
Oh,
bushes.
good.
This is very sudden. All of a sudden, I'm like, what is that noise? It wasn't the loudest chainsaw I've ever heard. It was at least there was that.
Well, that's helpful at least.
Yeah.
I mean, getting the roof done this past week, good lord. I don't hear another air gun thing for a while. I'll be happy. I'll be very happy.
Oh yeah, those nail guns that they use. Yeah. Those
Like
things are
just
wicked.
oh, and they reverberate. It's like you're standing outside and you're just hearing like this ricocheting sound.
Mm-hmm. Thank you, Eminem. I would like to think I do have a decent mic setup to try to avoid that kind of bleed over. I also muted myself a couple times right there when it was super close, just to be on the safe side.
Smart.
But yeah, this microphone and my setup is pretty good to try to capture what's kind of right here, and it's pretty good at noise gating other things, so that helps a lot for the stuff that I do.
Yeah.
And then it just becomes slightly annoying when I have to switch over to the other microphone if I want to record oboe things, because that's a completely different kind of microphone that I need. But do
You
what
work
you
with
got to
what you
do
got.
for what you want to do.
Exactly. Exactly. I am 6
Okay.
older. Focus.
Definitely that moment that we're all like
Mm-hmm.
deep into the final bits of this.
Yeah. But you
This
can see how that's
mini.
sort of like adding the fun little nods of gold that he has. And what I'm gonna do for the arms is actually, this might be a risk. I'm gonna try and do an edging with a dry brush with the gold. See if that do what I would like it to do. Where'd it go?
Where did it go?
Here we go. No, that one's kind of flailed out too much. All right. This could all go very wrong, or it could all go very right. So let's see.
But that's why you have water on hand,
Mm-hmm.
ready to wipe it clean. Or at least that's my philosophy.
Okay, this will work, but you have to keep your hand very light. So I'm literally just touching the brush to the mini to catch those upper ridges,
Oh, okay.
but it'll
The
pop those
lightest of
out.
dry brushing.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Yeah, I will give it a try in a second. I'm almost done
Cool.
here.
Yeah. That does the trick. Hee hee.
Okay.
Hee. Hmm?
I'm just everyone's in chat is now talking about chainsaws and landscaping.
Perfect.
I mean, this is the time of year where a lot of that kind of stuff gets done, just before,
Oh,
especially
totally. Yeah.
for those of us in more northern climates where getting that done before it gets cold is important. So
Yes, it is.
the lightest of brushing. Yeah, it's getting there. It's getting there.
Good. Cool. Had a slight little flub that I fixed by putting some more over it, so we're good. We're back, folks. We're back.
Yay. Okay. Let's see if I can get the other arm.
The angles
These
are
are
kind of
definitely
tricky.
details that are not going to show up well on my camera,
Right.
this camera, but I will make sure to take pictures and post on socials when everything is dry.
There you go.
Because I do like how that looks.
Yeah, it's fun. All right. Once you do that, I'm going to shift over to silver and actually dry brush the blade.
I'm almost there. I'm just trying to go super slow at this
Oh,
final
no.
little
No
bit.
rush at all. I'm just letting you know what my next step is going to be.
Okay.
And breathe.
Seeker 30K wants to know what color are you going to paint Astarion's ego? And do you have enough paint in your entire collection to do it? No.
I might.
V might. I definitely do not.
Oh, Lord.
I've been definitely seeing a lot of videos come up on my feed of people playing Baldur's Gate 3 and I'm not going to say reacting to Astarion, but having that I'm romancing him. Why am I romancing him?
Gotcha. Okay.
How am I suddenly romancing Astarion even though
Yep.
A, B, C, and D?
Totally fair. I'm also gonna after the sword, taking a little bit of bone white on my dry brush and just lightly hitting the scabbard just to kind of give it a weathered look when the wash goes on.
And when you did the silver on the sword, was that just highlighting the edges?
Just pulled from the top. Yep, just pulled from the top down.
Okay.
Yep. That's all I needed it.
Okay, cool.
And then for the base, I'm going to go in and use the Rust Monster mixed with a touch of black. And work on getting that base filled in.
Oh, yeah, I almost forgot about the base.
Right?
We're working on all this detail on the mini, and then it's like, oh yeah, he's standing on something, isn't he?
Yeah, he got to. Although I could see Astarion thinking he walks on water.
Which is an interesting thing for a vampire to
I was just about to say, for those of you who know your vampire lore, you know why I'm grinning. He thinks. It's the operative word.
Mm-hmm. You're not wrong.
All
right, I'm about to catch up on the base. I'm just doing a little bit of touch up on some on a gold whoopsie.
Absolutely fine.
Like, no, I didn't want gold there. That's just supposed to be red.
Mm-hmm.
We'll just erase that with red.
The crickets are starting to come out.
Okay. I'm sorry. Remind me again.
Rust
the base.
Monster.
What are we doing?
Rust Monster. Like 5 parts Rust Monster to a half part of black.
Okay. It's always impressive to me when I look over at chat and they're just having a cool discussion about something
right?
that maybe it came up in the show, maybe it didn't. I don't know. I mean, I know landscaping came up, at least because we were talking about chainsaws. Right. But every once in a while, just looking over and be like, oh, I have nothing to add to this conversation, but it's kind of cool that it's happening anyway.
Right. I'm here for it.
See, this is why if you can come and watch live, and here I am speaking directly to the people at YouTube. That's right. You. Thanks for watching on YouTube. But hey, if you can come by and watch us live on Twitch, you can participate in all these fun conversations.
Plume Bob, you have a song stuck in my head now. Hello, darkness, my old friend. Hey, Lynx Jen, are you offering your landscaping services? Because cutting bushes with magic swords powered by lightning sounds freaking cool.
Yeah.
I'd be there for the show in and of itself. I'm here.
Yeah,
for that.
Me too.
I don't
so
know.
You figure you either you'd want like magic sword like that, or you want a druid. You want a really good druid who can just like talk the lawn into doing what you need it to do.
I mean, yeah.
It's like, hey,
why not?
If you grow this way, or if you don't grow taller than this, we'll make sure the dog doesn't relieve themselves on the lawn anymore. How about that?
That's a fair bargain.
Yeah.
I'm here for that bargain. Oh, that's why I'm not finding my Agrix Earth Shade. It dried out on me.
Oh no.
Yep. The cap popped open at some point. There wasn't much left. That's why I was able to dry out.
But still, that sucks.
Yeah. So I gotta order more. All right, let me find the brown wash.
Yeah, meanwhile, I'm finishing up the base.
Veronica is not a gardener. Quite frankly, most of her druid spells are blight and poison style spells.
I also imagine Veronica being the kind of druid that would not stifle the growth for lawn purposes, but would be
Right.
like more interested in letting the lawn grow wild and free.
Yeah. I mean, okay, I can share this because it's already happened, but every so often I run a game for friends on Saturday. Right now we're doing Koshmar, and one of the players wanted to do Speak with Plants,
Ah!
which is basically like, lifelining Voronika. You go to
Mm-hmm.
speak with the plants, and because essentially Koshmar is Voronika, Voronika is Koshmar, she's kind of like, what do you want? You rang.
Hello, plant
Uh-huh.
hotline. How can I
Right?
help you?
Uh-huh. Uh-huh.
Okay. Meanwhile,
Meanwhile, back at the ranch, um, now that my base, have you had a chance to paint your base? Yeah?
yep, I just did the dry brushing, and
Yep.
yep,
Okay, so
I think
then
we're
we're
good.
going to, if it's dry enough, we'll go in and we'll dry brush with the rust monster color on the base.
I may need another
If you need
couple
a
minutes.
little,
I think,
that's
yeah,
totally
because I
cool.
just finished it, so
Then yeah, give it a couple more minutes for sure.
yeah.
There it is.
But this
Using
would be
my
a good
dry
time if
brush.
anyone has any last questions for us, since we've only got a couple
Yes.
minutes left before it is time for us to go and have some lunch while the next show is on. Go ahead and put those in chat with question in big capital letters. So that way the fabulous Gabe can grab it and we can answer it as best as we
Yes.
can.
Oh yeah, that's nice. I like that combination. I always forget that rust monster is in this mix.
Mm. That's an interesting point. Seeker 30K says Voronika would garden the way Morticia
Oh,
Adams did.
absolutely.
Carnivorous plants, black roses. I'm like, the two
Mm-hmm.
of them would get along real well, wouldn't they?
Oh, completely. Completely.
That's actually that is a pairing I never would have thought of until you mentioned it, and now that you have, I'm like, oh yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
That's a I don't know how that crossover would ever happen, but if it did, that would be fun.
It's a crossover. It needs to happen. How? We'll figure it out.
Mm-hmm.
Oh
Stranger
gosh.
crossovers have happened for sure.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, that's like iconic with num 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 says I remember Morticia cutting the heads off roses to put the stems in vases.
Mm-hmm.
And that smile on her face as she does so is just amazing. Amazing. Okay, so gonna let that dry a little bit, and then really the last step is gonna be doing the wash
And are we doing the Agrax Earthshade all over or just in certain spots?
over the whole thing. I'm gonna start with
The
um,
fish.
the face, and then work my way down. Yes, hi, princess. You've arrived as well. Just double checking my notes. Hi, honey. Mm-hmm. You're cute. You're adorable.
You had peace and quiet and no cats for a few minutes, but now
Mm-hmm.
they are
Now it's
back with a
Rory.
vengeance.
Now it's Rory. Rorabelle. Oh,
That's
hello.
right, Rough Rider. If we can have golden girls, we can have anything.
Mm-hmm. Hello. Hello, honey. All right.
Wash time!
Wash.
Ah,
All right,
10
so I'm
minutes left to do a wash.
starting off with a
Perfect.
little bit on the face. You gonna help? You think you're gonna help here, Miss Thing?
Mm.
Brat. Literally said, "You think you're gonna help?" And she raises her head, purring, and then moves the camera on me.
Mm-hmm. I mean, that's helping, right?
Totally, absolutely, not at all.
100% helping.
Mm-hmm. So yeah, I'm gonna actually do this with Astarion tipped back because I want this wash to flow away from the features,
Yeah.
not puddle too much on the face itself. And also because of the sweep of the ears, it'll help there. Okay, honey. Honey.
Yeah, I'm definitely trying to keep a light wash on the face as much as I'm excited to see it help with my eyeball.
Mm-hmm.
I don't want to completely
Exactly.
get rid of all the detail there. So, and I can always put more wash on.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so once I'm happy with how the face looks with the wash, I'll flip it back up and then start working from the top down. Yes. Hello, my darling.
I'm running short on paper towels. I should have grabbed more paper towels.
Oh,
well, that
dear.
is a next time problem.
True. We're almost done.
Yeah.
We're almost
I can make
there.
it work until then.
All right, I'm actually going to move up to a nice round brush for the rest of this wash instead of a detail brush. That'll give me a little bit of a broader sweep.
Okay. I think I'm gonna let that sit. See what it looks like after it's dried a little bit and go from there if I want to put more on or not.
For the face?
For the face or for any of it. I did
Oh, gotcha.
rel specifically for the face, but also kind of for the rest of it because I did a I love washes and
Right.
I am always excited about adding a wash, but I do feel like there's enough of the bright accents on this mini that I wanted to be a little bit more cautious about darkening it too much.
Totally fair.
So yeah, I think I'm gonna let that sit.
Okay.
Maybe in a little bit, come back to it and be like, all right, where could you use a little bit more washing?
I mean, that is absolutely a thing with washes. You can always go back and do a secondary go.
Mm-hmm.
Especially if there's certain areas you want slightly darker than others.
All right. But otherwise, I mean, here's my wide shot. Like I said, you're gonna have to look at I'll have to post close-up pictures for all of the fun details. But yeah, I think I'm definitely at a point where I'm gonna be hands off, or else I'm gonna make it worse.
Oh yeah, put the brush down. Just nope. Please. Step away from the mini.
Please stop. Put your brushes down. The test is now over.
Here you can see we have this mini that's painted in colors inspired by Astarion.
Yeah.
Just to have a little fun with it. And apparently a Hemingway hair. Come here. There we go.
I mean, it definitely looks like Astarion. I will say that. Like, it is it exactly his outfit? No, but because of the colors and the face and everything, I think we captured it real well.
Yeah, it's fun. It's a fun little nod to everything that we have going on. Yeah. Which actually, now's a great time while we let these dry, because what we'll do afterwards is go in and do the seal coat with my favorite Mod Podge Ultras in gloss and matte for this go around. I'll use the matte on everything that is non-metallic and matte and the gloss on everything that is metallic. But I'm gonna set you down so you can dry. But don't forget, speaking of Astarion,
yeah, there he is.
Astarion still available to unlock in the game. So if you haven't yet, get on over there, and you can also check out the Mind Flayer Astarion theme pack with Leech the Boar. Right? I'm here for it.
if you've played Baldur's Gate, then you know why. So there you go.
And
otherwise, you could just have a cute boar.
And I'm gonna say, if you haven't played Baldur's Gate yet, definitely check it out. It's tons of fun, especially if you are a fan of lots of cool places to visit, lots of cool characters to encounter. Highly, highly recommend it. If you've been playing it, oh my gosh, that is fantastic. If you're like me, who's, playing it here and there, that is cool too, because guess what? You're going to just extend the life of that game even more so by doing that.
Yep.
But yeah, you can have Idle Champions up and doing its own thing, and then go in and play some Baldur's Gate. So there you go. You get the goodness in both of the games. So that's Astarion for this weekend. And also, we have happening right now Psyche, the Amethyst Pseudo-Dragon. And right now, sales are going to take this from the first week of sales. And Dr. B helped create this absolutely beautiful creature who is sitting on top of her stack of papers, helping everyone with their mental health. I just think it's so much fun and so adorable. You can even see like the Take This colors kind of pulled into the mascot-esque feeling of this little Psyche cutie pie. So make sure you get that checked out. And then what else do we have going on? We have the weekend buff. So this weekend is Distraction Strategy Weekend. And you get a free gold distraction chest, which is everything but the kitchen sink? ?
Get distracted by the chest. Get very distracted.
Yeah. So yes, this is one of those things where if you haven't signed up for the newsletter yet, do, because you get stuff like this. You get a chest with free things once a week. And every so often, just an update from us to let you know about what's going on. And I think that's everything.
I think so too. I put links to all of our socials in chat. So that way, because I talked about, hey, if you don't have the funds to participate in charity, there are other ways that you can help and that are just as good. And so if you happen to be on one of the various socials that we are, and spread the word, because we like supporting Take This, and they're an amazing organization, and Dr. B is awesome. So
absolutely. And thanks to Gabe for all your help as our moderator today, especially pulling those questions for us, because y'all, it was a lot of detail work today.
Yeah, tons of detail, but it's a payoff.
It was. So thank you, Gabe, so much for your help. And then thanks to chat just for hanging out with us today and keeping the conversation going and making us laugh and totally getting where Lauren and I come from.
And stick around because Formation Save is coming up in just a few minutes.
All right, fantastic. Have a good weekend, everyone. Take care.
Bye.
Bye.